Hi, this is Tim from latest3dsgames.com, and yes, the big fight is finally on. We have got in the blue corner from Tecmo Dead or Alive Dimensions for Nintendo 3DS. It's been out for a while now, but it comes complete with 25 different characters, 10 different game modes, and full online compatibility. Now, in the black corner, the newly released Tekken 3D Prime Edition from Namco. It comes with an amazing 40 different characters, full online compatibility. Also comes with a complete 3D movie, Blood Vengeance, and faster 60 frames per second gameplay. So who's going to win this head-to-head battle? Let's find out. Okay, so we're going to have a look at these games head-to-head. Just compare some of the options, look at the graphics and just the gameplay, and also have a quick look at any other features as well that we can. It is just a bit of fun. It's not to be taken too seriously. So I'm going to try and operate both consoles together, which if nothing else should be amusing. You can see how dirty my screens are, and I'm also filming in the daytime, so it is going to have some reflection on this. But there's not a lot I can do about it, I'm afraid. So of course we've got Dead or Alive on the left and Tekken on the right. And if I can press the right buttons, there's quite a lot of Street Pass costumes being added, as you can see already, for Dead or Alive. And I've also received a throwdown challenge already. So, just going to have a quick look as Tekken goes into its demo mode. I'm sure Dead or Alive will do in a minute. So, what I will try and do is we will try and run through the options. So you can see already on the left we have got Dead or Alive, which has got a Chronicle mode, which is a story mode. That's not available, as you can see on the right, with Tekken. I nearly forgot what it's called then. And we've also got arcade mode, where you just go through. And the equivalent to that, I guess, on Tekken is going to be quick battle. You've got survival on Dead or Alive. You've got special survival on Tekken. You've also got tag challenge on Dead or Alive, but there's no option, as far as I'm aware, that you can unlock like that for Tekken. You've got free play and training, and we've just got some training. If I can find it, practice. We just got practice on Tekken. So Dead or Alive definitely looks like it's got the you've also got local play and internet play, which we have got. If we go into versus battle on Tekken, we can see you've got internet play, local play. It's just separated on Dead or Alive. So options wise, you've got throwdown as well. You've also got showcase, 3D photo album, fight record options. It just goes on a bit with Dead or Alive, whereas really all we've got here, we've got Tekken cards, profile and options, but we haven't got, we haven't got the wealth of options basically that Dead or Alive has. So just on the options feature, and we're definitely looking like it's a bit of a winner on Dead or Alive. So let's have a look at something else. So I'm just going to have a quick look at the graphics, and the only way I can really do this is, well, in a bit of a muddle, right, basically. What I'm going to do is look in the practice mode, because obviously then I'm not going to be trying to fight in two places at the same time. So I actually said that the graphics were probably a bit of a step up on Tekken. So just looking closely, well, I would still hold that verdict, to be honest. I would still say that the actual game characters, the actual characters in the game are definitely kind of nicer, sharper looking on Tekken, although animation wise, you know, you're probably it's very difficult to tell them, you know, give one over the other. You know, they've got different moves, obviously they've got different looks to the characters. I would say that the definitely the actual characters do look better on the Tekken. So that's just my opinion, you might disagree, and obviously you're entitled to do that. What we're going to do though is we're going to have a quick look at the in-game graphics. So if I go back into a stage now, we'll just have a quick look at that. So we're going to go into the game. Now, one functionality that Dead or Alive certainly has got is the gyro functionality, where you can literally move around, as you can see. As I'm moving now, the screen moves. Now, I'm not sure really, I haven't really looked at that for Tekken in-game, but I'm going to have a quick look in a minute. It's certainly got it, and it's certainly obviously got the interactive backgrounds as well on both the games, but it's certainly more interactive as you crash through the different backgrounds in Dead or Alive, and over more different levels. You certainly crash through them in Tekken as well, but not to such a great degree. And they're sort of split over maybe 2 levels. I've not come across 3 yet, but we'll see. So let's just go into a quick battle. Now obviously I can't play 2 games at once, and so it's going to be very difficult, but I'm just going to just randomly press some buttons, and I've got costumes to select. La la la. Okay, so obviously I can't really play 2 games at once, but just having a quick look at the in-game graphics, and I'm just randomly pressing some keys, and again I think the backgrounds look really good on both of them. I would say they're more detailed on Dead or Alive, and could use of course the special moves there, and touchscreen. I would say again it's just a bit sharper looking, from Tekken 3D, and still looks really good. I think it's really just due to the fact of when the games have come out. You know, obviously Tekken's just come out, they've had more time, you know, more experience maybe with the 3DS, and obviously this came out, Dead or Alive, you know, quite a while ago, and it was one of the earlier games, so you know there's not much in it, and I think certainly the detail is there, and the more interactivity with the backgrounds is certainly there as well with Dead or Alive, but you do of course get still loads with Tekken. It's just not as the backgrounds aren't interactive. It just looks that whole bit sharper, and it's not my camera, it does just look, hopefully you might be able to see that, it is a bit far away, you can just see it's just a little bit sharper and cleaner, and it is faster as well. The gameplay is faster. They've made a big thing over the frame rate with Tekken, and you know, there's just not a lot in it, to be honest. There's not a lot in it. It's just kind of tweaked versions. The actual moves etc. are quite similar, because Dead or Alive and Tekken have sort of share lots of similar kind of features. The characters move in similar ways. It's different to Street Fighter obviously, with all your sort of special moves from that. So we're going to have a look at online functionality. Okay, and it's going to be difficult to test these head-to-head online obviously, but the functionality is similar. You can play anyone you know, within your region or anyone in the world on both systems. It's just set up slightly differently on Dead or Alive. So it is similar, and you can set up the rounds etc. On both of them. So there's not really a lot in it from that point of view. Again, you can see you can choose the rounds. You could choose them for Tekken as well. So Probably going to get an opponent now, aren't we? But you know, online functionality, I always found it's pretty good with Dead or Alive when I've played it, and it works really well. Now I'm going to do a separate online video showing Tekken. Now some people have complained of slowdown. They complain of slowdown with Dead or Alive. I've found that as long as you're not kind of uploading videos like I do, or you're not loads of people online sharing your system, it's pretty good most of the time. It just has occasional glitches on both. So I judge them pretty equally online. They've got the same functionality. You can create a lobby, etc., and choose the rounds, etc., and play locally or worldwide. So very similar. And you know, Tekken is that bit faster. It doesn't really show that much online, to be honest. There's not a lot in it, to be honest. So that's the online functionality. Okay, so I'm just going to have a little play on each one, and you can have a look at the graphics yourself and the sound and see what you think. And it is pretty easy to pull off some pretty impressive moves, and you can see the drop down there of the level with Dead or Alive, and you do get smashing through the levels with Tekken, but not to the same degree. So we'll just have a little continue on, have a couple of fights, and like I said, you can make your own judgment over the graphics and etc. And I think the detail is definitely there in the Dead or Alive. Maybe just not as sharp and clean and crisp and as well defined as Tekken in places. Just my opinion, but certainly the graphics still very impressive. Okay, so we're going to leave Dead or Alive Dimensions here. Just take this guy out. Or not, as the case may be. And we'll go on to Tekken. Okay, so now on to Tekken, and obviously you can judge, as I said, for yourself what you think of the graphics and sound. I'll just turn the sound up a tad.
Final round. Fight.
And I'm doing particularly badly already with Paul. I'm not familiar with Paul's moves, and that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. It's a pretty hefty hit though, when he wants to be.
You win. Nothing like a good workout. Get ready for the next battle.
Okay. Here we go on with this one. You can see the background's maybe not as much detail as Dead or Alive Dimensions, but they're certainly very sharp and well defined. And I can assure you that Paul is not my favourite character to use at all. I find him very difficult to use and not particularly that fun to play with, but that's just me.
Get ready for the next battle.
So you can make your own verdict, and I'm going to give my verdict and say what I think next. So finally we come to characters. We've got 25 of course on Dead or Alive, and you had to unlock them as you go. As far as I can tell, you just get the 40 on Tekken, which are already unlocked. Whether we might get slightly alternate versions unlockable, because we've got a big question mark there at the bottom. Hopefully that will be the case, but there's certainly 40 to start. And just to say that Dead or Alive Dimensions, you do get loads of different costumes via Street Pass and Spot Pass, etc. regularly updating. There's all sorts of things that come via that. You get the throwdown as well, and You can change the character look on Tekken. I haven't been into it enough to see what sort of regular downloads you might get through Spot Pass, etc. But obviously the more characters are in Tekken, but you don't get the fun of unlocking them, although you may, of course, be able to unlock some alternate versions at the end. We'll have to wait and see. Sound wise, they're you know, both very, very good. The sound effects are great, the speech is great, and they're pretty kind of, there's not a lot between the games, to be honest. If I had to say, obviously the more in-depth one is going to be Dead or Alive Dimensions, and it's got more functions, more options, and Tekken just looks maybe a tiny bit better with the characters. Not as much detail in the backgrounds, but graphically maybe Tekken's just got the edge. But certainly depth and replay value, certainly you've got Dead or Alive coming out on top. So my verdict is pretty simple, to be honest. I really don't think that you can go wrong with either game. I think they're both really good fighting games. Definitely Dead or Alive has got more to it, gameplay wise, but internet wise they're evenly matched. So really what I would suggest is to get whichever one you fancy, and obviously if you can afford either of them, as I'm randomly pressing buttons, you know, get both of them, because you can't go wrong. So this has been Tim at Latest 3DS Games. Thanks for watching.